Hey everybody, Brimstone here, and I wanted to bring you this article that I found in Bounding into Comics. Popped up in my feed somewhere, I forget where, but it definitely popped up in my feed, and I had to make a video, and I have to say something about this. Um, so let's get right into this. Um, Marvel executive editor defends the continued opposition to Spider-Man and Mary Jane's marriage. You think that if it was that easy, sales would skyrocket, and it wouldn't. Basically, Amazing Spider-Man base 616 comic sales have been on the decline pretty steadily, no matter what he says, because they don't care. They're going to do what they want. But the issue is that Ultimate Spider-Man sales are very good. They comics are always sold out. If you don't have a subscription, the odds of pulling one off the shelf are pretty much not there. And the fact that they just don't care, they're going to put out what they want. And this guy is a complete idiot. And we're going to get into this right now. So this photo picture right here, this panel is from the Spider-Man Unlimited. It is absolutely fantastic run. In this run, Ultimate Run, Peter and Mary Jane are still married. They have kids. He got his powers late, and it's all about him. He's got some pretty prolific stuff, and it's really, really good. The web of discourse surrounding the publisher's ongoing refusal to reunite Spider-Man and Mary Jane continues to grow. And Marvel's executor, Tom Brevoort, dumbass, is standing by his belief that despite the fans' sentiment, there's no inherent advantage of bringing them back together in the mainstream Earth 616 continuity. For those who don't know, in 2007, just a quick sum up here, Aunt May died because Peter exposed himself as Spider-Man. Somebody took a shot, missed, killed Aunt May. He made a deal with Mephisto and basically his marriage to Mary Jane, and it was retconned from the entirety of anything Marvel. So they have all this, and we're going to get into this article. Here's a great little cover some person did. That's absolutely fantastic. I really like that. As previously reported, Brevoort kicked off his latest Spider marriage conversation while answering a fan questions from the latest issue of his weekly Man in the Hat Substack blog as published on March 9th. This is from earlier this year. Asked on his thoughts on the reoccurring idea that the success of the new Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter Parker married is an inclination that the regular 616 Peter's marriage to MJ should be reinstated, and at the fault of the editors over there not recognizing that, thus reaping similar sales success. The Marvel creator veteran asserted, "Yeah, I've been hearing from a couple of yahoos whose ideas of going back of ideas of a good time is to send us the same letter about MJ and Paul, which is apparently her new boyfriend, every single day. But here's the thing. I think the point of view that you're taking about it is simply incorrect. So we're yahoos because we want to see this class of relationship back. And we're writing to express our displeasure about it. Yeah, we're yahoos because, yeah, we're yahoos. You're like Flint fucking Dibble. First off, the difference between sales of Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man is relatively slim. Show the numbers. If that is true, you would back it up with hard data. You would back it up with numbers. You would back it up with all that, but you don't. So it's speculative. It is not proven. It is not like Ultimate is doing twice or three times the sales of business or anything. Horseshit. And secondly, I don't think the success of Ultimate at the moment is just down to Peter and MJ's being married within it. I think there's a whole lot more to the quality of the work that John Hickman and Marco Saletio is producing. Okay, this is a great duo. The art is fantastic. The storytelling is good. But still, at the core of its story is Peter and Mary Jane and their relationship with dealing with all this stuff. So I get that people who want Pete and MJ back together are, of course, going to point out that the series, but the truth is that doesn't really make a convincing argument to me at all. The editor concluded I've been going around this particular short block many times over the years and mistake the signals. So here's a panel from the new Spider-Man. I've read it. It's fantastic. Well, and just Mary Jane supporting her husband, doing the right thing, going on a web swing, absolutely fantastic. Great art, great storytelling. But given the hot button nature of the issue, it comes as no surprise that the aftermath of this post publication, Brevoort found himself facing a wave of pushback from readers who are fed up with the publisher's continued insistence towards keeping the two apart. Really? Can't imagine why that is. Even new fans are like, why is he with Mary Jane? Peter and Mary Jane is like Lois and freaking Superman. While such complaints flooded across the whole of social media, it was those that were posted on Blue Sky, the editor's platform of choice, because if he was on X, he would get eviscerated, would explicit direct responses for Brevoort being with a criticism that is informed, publicly available, contradicts much of what he's saying here. And back in the day, the editors at least pretended to respect the yahoos who cared enough to write about the books they buy. They are not putting out a good product. They are not putting out what the people want or enough of the people want. Thus, there's a problem with comic sales. Sales are shifting over to Ultimate. Hey, you know what? Ultimate's good. Good for you. But for some reason, there's not anything like that. Seriously? This guy got a hole in his head, his brain leaking out of here. Did he eat lead paint as a kid? Here are some of the blurbs from it. Let me ask you this, fam. Batman catering. Is Batman cratering? Absolute Batman is consistently outselling it, right? Batman is in the toilet. Do they need to bring back Martha Wayne's life in the main series? No, Martha Wayne has to stay dead because Martha Wayne is a trigger for the whole series. Martha Wayne is an element of Absolute Batman. That's different. I haven't read Absolute. I'm not a Batman guy. So it's analogous to Peter and MJ in Ultimate Spider-Man. I think it's possible for those sales either. But yeah, the sort of argument the guys keep making is, yeah. So this guy's going back and forth on all this crap on X. This guy's a freaking idiot. Or Blue Sky. We're not going to touch that site. It should be noted that despite Brevoort's insistence, his comparison to completely disingenuous. It is explained by said fan, Martha being alive isn't accepted status quo for 2 decades. Pitched by the original co-creator and used and centered in all its marketing. Spider-Man's marriage, though, it's currently Spider-Man Ultimate heavily promoted itself on featuring a married Peter and MJ. The marketing did. It was a lot. That's what brought me back. I mean, I didn't really check out a new comics. I mean, my comics run from mid-90s back to the 70s. Marvel and DC, depending on the character. But this is just next level stupidity. As the fan explained, okay, there we are. Sadly, rather than admitting his argument completely off base, Brevoort instead dismissed it, and now they've been accepted as a status quo for 2 decades. Things change. Yeah, you know what? I hope you get fired. I hope you end up out on your ass and blacklisted out of this community. You have done so much damage to these beloved characters that is crazy. What? You got Kathleen Kennedy level dirt on people that you keep your job? And he continues to go on. He completely dismisses it. You state that the quality of Ultimate Spider-Man is what drives it. And what exactly does that mean for the lack of quality of America's Amazing Spider-Man? Inquired the reader. Oh, that's a good one. And it means that your perception of the lack of quality of ASM isn't shared with the readership as a whole. You're right. ASM's always going to sell. Amazing Spider-Man's always going to do well. ASM will sell quite well. It will, but not as well as Ultimate, and not as well if they brought back Mary Jane and Peter and started an arc of them coming back together, which they won't do because these people can't have relationships and stable relationships of their own. So they have to find a way to destroy other people's happiness, even if it is fictional. Responding to the read, this is all back and forth on the criticism of this, and this is absolutely insane. I'll link the article below and you can go over it. I just don't have the energy, or else I'm going to have a freaking stroke out. This guy pisses me off. But no, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Peter and Mary Jane should get back together? Do you think this Tom Brevoort's a freaking moron and doesn't see the writing on the wall about what the fans want and not what he wants? In the meantime, I will catch you all Thursday on my What's in Your Logbox podcast, where we talk about comic releases and general pop culture, and my various live streams of various whatever games I decide to play. So thanks so much. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good one.